Guys, we are finally at the end of an era. All right, guys, out here at the airport, wrapping it up. It looks so good. Super proud of it. But today's video, gonna show you some highlights from when we were first out here. If you're a member of the channel, you know why we've been out here so long. If you're not, links in the description below. But I can't tell you how proud I am to be standing out here, literally shovel in hand and helping get this thing wrapped up. I helped Bill out last week. And we've had a few folks make their departure here at SciCon, and out here in the field a little bit, I'm kind of liking it. I ain't even gonna lie. A lot of folks are really enjoying it as well. Really excited for the future. And you know, you can get, wow, look how big that dang spider is. You know, it can get you down, don't get me wrong. And I've been down, kind of been in a funk, guys. Just straight up. Just trying to figure out everything that needs to happen and run a little bit leaner right now. And I know you guys have been paying attention because I've been sitting here talking about it every episode, how the work's dragging a little bit this year. And we're getting things like this finally wrapped up and off of us. We killed 3 jobs last week, and we've got about 4 of them starting off in this month. And I'm literally out here myself to help get these things killed out. Number one, make sure it's up to our standard, because our standards have been missing. And sometimes it takes you getting out here. I've had to do this before. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, I'm enjoying it. But when things happen and you think it's just like, you know, the world's ending, most of the time it's not. Take a breath. I'm telling you, I'm coming from a place of encouragement this morning, because I've been in those shoes here lately. I've been kind of down. I've been kind of in my own head, and to not talk about it would be a shame. I'm just letting you know, guys, I have been a little in my head here lately, a lot in my head lately, and I'm forgetting my vision and just trying to find it, I think. Finding that pathway forward and being out here, starting days off with the guys in the field. Reminds me why I did. I sat on a Mini X for, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours last week before the 4th and dressed this place up and got it to where I've been asking to get it to for some time, but looks really good. Got our punch list complete. He's gonna back drag all this hillside, get it ready for sod. We got a little bit of seeding to do. We're getting rid of our erosion control methods, straw wattles. This silt fence was just in here just to keep this bank back. That was it. It wasn't required. We actually did it ourselves to try and just mitigate some of the silt fence, because this hillside comes directly down to the edge and there's hardly any drainage down through here. I can't tell you how many emails we sent asking him about this, but here we are dealing with it. Guys, we are finally at the end of an era. This was such a cool opportunity for our company. This was such a unique project to complete all the way through. We started with this taxiway I'm standing on, but there was a project before that. This is basically 3 projects in one, all encompassed under one umbrella. Truly, it's kind of shocking to stand here and see what's created behind me, because it wasn't a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, this wad of dirt here to my left went all the way to the hangars here existing on my right, and it sloped right down. They had an estimate of 40,000 yards of dirt that needed to be removed to get to this grade. We removed 52,000 yards of dirt in 3.5 months to get down to a grade, just a initial subgrade all over, so we can even talk about maybe doing this taxiway project. We get that out of the way so we can start on the taxiway project. I gotta tell you, moving 100+ loads of dirt every single day within an airport out to the access of the highway, it's pretty challenging, I think the word is. There's a giant bike trail right here that's called the I don't know if this is the Razorback Greenway, but it is a trail that is used very heavily here in Northwest Arkansas. And their bike trails, they probably take more love for their bike trails than we do our roads here. It's kind of silly, but huge biking community here in Northwest Arkansas. That actually posed some challenges because we had dump trucks coming in and out. We had to remove a couple pieces of sidewalk and put some we actually did exactly like the city asked, put some gravel down. One weekend went by, had a few flat tires on some bikes. They came back to us and said, yep, let's asphalt it like we said from the get-go, so we hopefully didn't have this happen. Anyways, so I didn't want to miss that point, but that also caused a little bit. It wasn't just the traffic in the island and turning trucks in one direction with heavy main collector road traffic. We also had pedestrian traffic before we got to the road. So we got it all down to this certain elevation, and then for this project that I'm standing on right now this is Taxiway B at KVBT Airport in Bentonville, Arkansas. And I am stinking proud of her, dude. I really am. Unbelievably challenging. FAA concept, FAA guideline. It wasn't a FAA spec job, but it was FAA guidelined. So we had to, the material we're on out here is swampland, but it was essentially a 4-foot average cut. We had to fill it with a select fill material called, what we call in the area is chert rock. It's basically, it's got a very high CBR value and it's got a very high moisture content. So as you're putting it into a swamp, water that's coming up, it can still compact and hold a density value that you're trying to hit. So getting this taxiway in, before we put this in, we had to do water lines, extensions on east and west of the property. That's kind of our jam. That's what we know. But actually, if you guys go look, we made a couple of mistakes. And I was bragging about it as, oh man, the water and sewer. But we made a few mistakes. And you know, that person no longer works here. It doesn't matter. But the systems kind of failed the design. We had a GPS on site. We had a set of plans. We had iPad with a set of plans. And we still laid it at the wrong elevation. So go check that video out. But essentially, we had to come in here and redo the east water line at our own dime. Bunch of learning experience here. I promise you, I wish I could sit here and tell you, oh, I made an absolute tank full of money. That's just not reality, guys. This was an experience job. This was a very expensive experience lesson. Now, don't get me wrong, we're gonna wash out and be okay, but we have learned a lot of true hardcore experience with FAA, engineer pay estimates, just all the outlying issues that you would never face. So after we started getting our water in on both east and west, we also laid a sewer line and extended that. So, but essentially we ran our water lines, and then we also ran electric, a lot of just basically one pole to the next pole, box to box underneath the road. So that way when whoever, oh man, that feels good. Look at that rain coming. Oh my gosh. That's another story of this job, and it has been for our lives for the past 2 years. But anyways, let's not get off track. The water went good after we made our mistake, got it in right. The electric went good. After we got our cut and fill done here on our actual taxiway, the main meat of the job, we then had to get ready to pour base and asphalt. First experience out here with the 1/2 inch tolerances on our blue top, and less than that, a 1/4 inch tolerance on our asphalt. to the specific engineered grades, okay? Like, it was insane. And I didn't pour the asphalt, neither did the company. We hired a subcontractor on, and you can actually see the brake line right there all the way down. We had to re-pour that whole outside lane all the way down. Sub-base, they laid, it all got certified, was great. But when we got to asphalt, we started doing some testing. They take a 10-foot laser, or 10-foot level, guys, and they try and slide a quarter underneath it, literally. So can't have a 1/4 inch of gap anywhere on the asphalt, all the way across, has to be specific to the grade. We kind of had to go back and forth there. Essentially, we had to end up milling and overlaying that section of taxiway, and I'm glad we did. We were gonna try and, there was some suggestions of microplaning and some other kind of Band-Aids, and I wanted a finished, complete product, and that's what we did. And I'm so proud of this taxiway. Actually, if you go look at it on Google Maps, there's a jet parked right where I'm standing. They had some overflow parking when Google, I guess, came through. Following that, we did such a great job with the taxiway, we got in conversation about the access roads that are basically, there's going to be 6 individual hangars in here that we were actually going to construct. Whew, I want to get into that, but there you go. Will shot it. Will said it best. There's a members only video explaining the full detail of why we're not doing those, but we held up construction on this specific contract to try and encompass those as well, and that's what delayed this job out so long. That's a little bit of the minute details there. But with the access roads, we had to do a lot more duct bank construction, basically setting transformers and junction boxes all through the access roads, so servicing for the hangars individually themselves. Did a lot of that, had to get both sides of these access roads ready to pave. Same tolerances here as the taxiway, which was kind of crazy to me. They're just literally access for your truck and your golf carts to get in and out of the hangars, but it's FAA guidelines. So with that, we had to do some more, a ton of erosion mitigation on this hillside over here. And basically we've tried to contain it. The first go around they wanted hydroseed. Now this go around they want sod. That's a totally different conversation, but sod is going down tomorrow. We have pulled up all the temporary silt fence that we've placed to hold back silt and erosion. But with the access roads, we had to encompass some other line item details that's not really in our scope. We ran east and west access roads, and then the city's running a north and south access road to just not confuse you guys. And so on that north and south portion, which is up by the existing infrastructure that's already in place, we had to deal with some concrete slope mitigation, remove a retaining wall, pour curb, pour a median, we did a little drainage basin and outlet protector up there, and adjusted all the valve pads, hydrants, and existing utilities along the way to bring forth that north and south road to meet up with the east and west sections of road. We had to deal with their keypad access for existing infrastructure, deal with all the existing hangar owners and you know, their priorities as well while this was going on. So it's been quite challenging, but we are standing here at the very end of the project. You saw just a minute ago, Bill was pulling out. I've been over here helping Bill last week clean things up, and we're not quite there yet, but we're almost there. Like I said, we got sod going down. There's some silt traps that we need to address, take care of, and we've been kind of working through that over the last week. And addressing anything else that we may see that the city may come back and squabble on. So, got some topsoil out here, erosion control, getting rid of erosion control measures that are temporary, walking it with the engineer, walking it with the city, making sure we're adhering to everything that they want us to adhere to so we can truck on out of here. But it's been cool. I've been getting to be out in the field a little bit more, doing a little bit of help here and there. We've dwindled a little bit in crew size. So you're gonna see me out here on the sites more, that's all I was getting at. But the old 265, she's been doing good for us. getting everything dressed up. I've got a full review coming on that pretty quick, but we're out of here, guys. We are finally out of here. God, I'm so ready to be out of here. Last 4 or 5 weeks, I thought we were wrapping up a little bit quicker than we were. We weren't. Here we are. That's why I'm here. Helping Bill. Shout out to Ishmael as well, Mr. Rusty last week. They really put a dent in this thing to get it where it's at. It's on to greener pastures, guys. We have got so much work coming at the end of this year. I'm telling you, it's different this year. Everybody's looking at me, where's the work, Shai? Where's the work? It's July. I get it. I can't control the interest rates, the tariffs, and the elections and all the stuff, guys. Like, they're all playing a waiting game too. So if you're out there, you're sitting here in the middle of summer and going, man, it's kind of slow this year. Don't freak out. Calm down. You're on the greener pastures. So am I. We're all just got to figure out how to get there. But guys, I truly hope, comment down below, number one, if you made it to the end of the video. Number two, if you've been here since the start of this job, and I want you to comment finally down below so we can get out of here. You guys can quit witnessing this airport. But I really hope you guys have learned something along the way while we've been dealing with all the issues that we've been dealing with out here at the airport. So hit us up in the comments down below. Y'all be safe, be kind, be humble, be good.